Life-changing health habits on what podcast, Brennan? What podcast is this?
Episode 2 million.
No, I meant like the name of our podcast, bro. What's the name of our podcast?
Oh, this is episode 2 million of the Leading Life podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Leading Life, the show all about living to the fullest and leading life on your terms.
You will learn tips, tools, and strategies for achieving total personal transformation.
I'm Bren.
And I'm Cam.
This is Leading Life.
Welcome to Leading Life. Right, Brennan? Is Leading Life? All right, so thank you guys so much for joining. I have a question for you, Brennan, because I usually ask you how your week is or how you're doing. What did you eat today? Because we talked a lot about food yesterday, so what did you eat today?
Well, Cameron, let me enlighten you a little bit.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, man, I just had a smoothie, man. I eat the same smoothie basically every day. It has frozen berries.
Sorry, I can't hear you very much. Can you speak a little closer to your microphone?
Cameron.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I had a smoothie today. Had frozen berries, peanut butter, oats, water. That's it, man. That's it. Oh, cocoa or cacao or whatever you want to call it. How about you, Cam? What are you eating right now? That's a good question.
Yeah, before we joined, I was in the middle of cooking and I forgot, like, the time just went. So, anyways, I am eating brown rice noodles with peas, carrots, corn, and kale, with flaxseed and sunflower seed. It's good. It is very good. Alright, so what are we talking about today, my bro?
All right, so yesterday, man, we were on a damn roll when it comes to talking about health. I was getting a little worked up, getting a little excited. The energy was flowing. And so today we're going to continue that conversation just because we talked for like a good hour or so and we still didn't have enough time to get through everything we wanted to say. So yeah, today we're just going to continue that talk. Give you a quick recap. So yesterday we talked about what's it take to be healthy? Like, what does it mean to be healthy? Why should you even bother? What's the point? That's such a huge distinction to make. And then we also gave you like 4 or 5 tips. I think the first tip was just drink more water. Cut out any of the pop, soda, coffee, alcohol, whatever, and replace it with water. You will love it. Step 2, Cam, what was step 2?
Step 2 was it eliminate animal products? Was that what it was?
Eliminate junk food and animal
products.
products.
The reason we said that is because it's a very, like, you don't have to think much to do, Because usually it's like, oh, I can't eat this, and like I have to look at the ingredients list for this chemical and that chemical, and like no sugar, no whatever. When you just take out animal products, it's really simple. You just look for dairy and stuff. Like it's the easiest thing to take out. I mean, you won't think so. No one thinks so until they actually do it. But I've been told by so many people, mostly people who were overweight, cut out animal products, and they just feel light on their feet. Like they feel incredible. So that's why it was on our list. Absolutely.
Step 2, cut out the junk food and the animal products. And then step 3 was replace that stuff with just fruits and vegetables, particularly water content foods. So think about it. If it's natural, if it grows out of the ground, and if it has a lot of water in it, it's probably a good idea to eat. And so that was step 3, right?
Absolutely. So step 4 was just like a mindset. When you go to eat something, ask yourself this question. It's either going to speed you up or slow you down. What's this food going to do to you? And it's like speeding up and slowing down. It's either going to bring you closer to your goals or a little further away. And food can skyrocket you to your goals. Believe it or not, energy can skyrocket you to your goals. So keep that in mind.
100%. We mentioned how, a big quote that come from Think and Grow Rich that really stuck out to us said, you cannot be successful without sound health. And to us, I don't know about you, but we really value success. Whatever success means to you, if success means happiness, if success means, wealth, impact, influence, whatever success means to you, it's important to have that. And it's important to be healthy because you cannot have success without sound health. So, Cam, how are we going to start this off today? What did we leave out yesterday that we could have talked about today, or that we will talk about today?
2 things I think we should really focus on today, and I think it's sleep and exercise. And they're both like opposites. So what do you think, bro?
I love it. I love it. You know, my vision for you guys watching the show today is that you'll walk away with practical advice on how to exercise and make it easy and enjoyable. Look, because when we talk about exercise or working out, it's an interesting subject for people, right? Their initial response is, "Oh no, that sucks. That hurts. That's painful. I don't want to do that." And trust me, I know this because I've been there. Oh man, I struggled with this, especially when I got my first job in landscaping. And the guys that we're working with were super fit, and they've been working in the business for years. And I was just this, little chubby kid coming into work and cut grass and cut down trees and lift heavy objects. And I did not like it. I did not know what to do with it until I changed my mindset, until I started taking on new habits that actually made exercise, moving your body, makes it easy, And that's what we want to do for you today, is make it easy, because this could be difficult for a lot of people, right? So yeah, you're going to walk away with easy how-to steps on how do you exercise consistently and enjoy the process. Let me say that one more time. Enjoy the process, because it's more important to enjoy than to achieve. I heard Tony Robbins say that, and it slapped me in the face, and I thought, man, I'm doing all these things and I'm hating it.
You actually just slapped yourself in the face.
Yeah, man.
You okay?
And it hurts too, because I work out.
Wow.
Got that hustle muscle. Shane Train will know what I'm talking about. Right, Shane Train? Shane's in the house. All right, so check it out. Cam.
Yeah, man.
When it comes in terms of exercising, tell me a little bit about your story. What was it like before you started exercising, and then what was kind of the first steps you took towards exercise?
The first step I took would probably be just surrounding myself with people who exercise. That's the one thing that inspired me to exercise. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it, because I just hung out with just gamers, and us gamers, man, we just exercise is foreign, dude. We sit in our basements. We're basement dwellers. So hanging out with people who exercise really helped me. And maybe ask yourself that question, like, how many people in your circle of influence, like the people you hang around the most, how many of them exercise on a daily basis, every other day, something along those lines? And the answer might surprise you, like, because you probably are doing the same that they're doing. So try hanging out with people who exercise. Maybe even join a sports team. I don't know. We used to play hockey a lot, me and my brother. We used to go to the church and play hockey with people, and that was a way to get exercise, because everybody else was into it. We were into it. Let's do it, right? But if you're a lone skater, it's a lot harder to get up and go skate than when you're with 15 other skaters, at the skate park, as an example, Mm-hmm. So what about you, bro?
I'll tell you a little story about when I first started exercising. Like I said, Cameron told you, it's your environment. It's the people you surround yourself with, the content that you watch on Facebook, on TV, on whatever it is, Netflix. And here's a big mistake that I made, is when I first started wanting to, kind of get fit, I wanted to start exercising a little bit more. I wanted to do it. I asked a few of my friends who were interested, or I asked a few of my friends, and they weren't really that interested, because not only was I a little bit overweight, a few of my friends were a little bit overweight too. And the problem that a lot of us make is when we want to get fit, we go to our friends who also want to get fit, who are also unhealthy or overweight or whatever. And we say, hey, look, I'm not looking too good. You're not looking too good either. You probably don't want to tell your friend that, by the way, but I'm not looking too good. You could probably lose some weight as well. Why don't we team up? Why don't we do this together? And the problem with that is, when you team up with somebody who's also struggling to do the same thing you're doing, you guys just become struggle buddies, and so you guys both, make excuses for yourselves and for each other, because it just happens, even if it's unintentional. And so, oh, 1 second here. We got ASIC in the comments who said he ate vegan all day. Dude. Cameron, we're changing lives here. We're changing lives. That is beautiful, man. Thank you so much. We got Coach Frank in the house, ASIC, Elaine. We got Andrea here, Harley, Rachel, Cynthia, Shelby, Aunt Robin. Did I say Shane the Train? Did I say Shane Train?
Yeah, I don't know.
Showed up yet? All right. So, look, if you're looking to get healthier, if you're looking to start losing weight or exercising or take on any new habit, I would suggest you find some sort of coach or some sort of mentor or somebody to look up to. For me, when I first started saying okay, I actually have to do this, I actually have to get fit, I started looking up to some of my friends. I have a friend named Josh Hinch. He's a bodybuilder, for example, right? And we were in a band together for the longest time. And and I didn't care too much about exercising whatsoever. Neither did Cameron, neither did Dylan. And we were in a band together. And as soon as Josh Hintz, this bodybuilder guy, joins our band, all of a sudden, all three of us were like, dude, we got to step up our game a little bit. Like, this guy's, he's doing push-ups in the middle of band practice and stuff. Like, it was crazy. And so that's something that would really, you're looking for inspiration first. If you want to start getting into exercise and getting fit or whatever it is, find that inspiration. Find somebody who could pull you up to their level, or find a coach. I didn't really start exercising and taking it seriously until I came across my friend Julie Ross, who's a fitness instructor. And she invited me into her gym. She said, come in for a class, see what you think. And I got to the gym, and I got home after the gym and I puked. And it felt terrible because I'd never done that before. I'd never worked out at that level, and I'd never been in that kind of environment. I'd never really been to a gym and like worked out at all. And so, look, if you want to start doing that, you got to find somebody who's going to support you. Find inspiration from different people, and find friends. And not to say that you can't find another one of your friends who also want to get fit, but make sure together you guys have a coach. Because if you guys are just struggle buddies and you guys are struggling to make it happen together, it's so easy to let each other go, or to make excuses for yourself and for each other. So that's a big tip for me.
Absolutely, man. And I'd say another tip for exercising is remember momentum. You have to start somewhere, because if you just hop into working out 90 minutes a day, like every day, it'll suck, and you'll give up like 3 days in and never work out for months. Like it'll be that thing. Sure, you start strong, but you're not gonna come back to it for the longest time, because all that pain, right? You just experience like 90 minutes a day. That's brutal at the beginning. Try taking a walk. Like there was a guy, I forget where I heard this. I guess you hear it everywhere. He ran to a light post and then ran back home, and then ran to the next light post and then ran back home the next day. So like every day he'd add on a light post, and by a few months he's running a marathon. But it's fine, because he got a lot of practice. He got momentum. He built up that speed. You don't just jump into running a marathon. That doesn't happen. Same goes with push-ups. Same goes with every workout imaginable. Your muscles aren't ready yet. You got to slowly ease into it.
So first things first, like, you got to build that mindset, right? Yeah. And through building that mindset, you got to really convince yourself. Get the inspiration. Get somebody who shows you that it's a good idea, and somebody who you can look up to and say, I want to be where they're at health-wise. I want to have that kind of energy. I want to look that way. I want to feel that way. And once you're there, like Cameron said, start off small. Start small. And make sure you have – I always tell people this. This is my strategy for any kind of change. And if you've heard my story, if you've heard me speak before, I teach this. It's inspiration. Find that person you can look up to. Number 2 is motivation. So you got to find a million reasons why it's important to you, a million reasons why you have to do this. You need to do this. It's not just a weak want. It's not just that kind of think about it. No, you need it. You want it. You have to have it. A million reasons why. Number 3 is transformation. So that's when you find the how-to strategy. Get a coach, get a mentor, start small, start to build a habit and build some sort of system. And I'll tell you what I did first thing. Before we talked yesterday about how the first shift I'd ever made in my health was I cut out pop and I replaced it with water. That was huge for me. But another thing I was doing, I was playing a lot of Call of Duty video games at the time. Call of Duty, Gears of War, Halo. If you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
golden era of shooters on Xbox Live and stuff. Anyways, so I'd be sitting in my room playing these games, and the way it works is you sit in a chat room, you get your class together, blah, 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 you work on your stuff, and then all of a sudden the game starts, right? And then you sit in the chat room again for 5 minutes, and then you go into a game for 10, 15 minutes. So what I would do is every time the game would finish and we'd go back to the chat room and have a little intermission, I'd get on the floor and start doing push-ups. I'd start lifting weights in between my video games.
I also did that, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So it's like, basically what I'm talking about here is building triggers. A trigger, so it's like something happens, or you see something, you hear something, there's an alarm on your phone, whatever happens, and then that trigger encourages you or reminds you that I need to work out right now. I need to do something right now. And I'll give you an amazing example. I forget where I heard this. I heard this from one of my friends one time, but he come out of the bathroom. I was at a buddy's place, and this guy comes out of the bathroom and just starts doing push-ups, man, like hardcore. He's just giving her. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, man, I got to get those piss-ups in, man. Piss-ups. I'm like, what are piss-ups? What are you talking about? He says, every time I take a piss, I do a bunch of push-ups. I'm like, It's genius. It's genius. So I started doing piss ups for myself, and I'll tell you, it's amazing because you're building that trigger. Every time you go to the washroom, you do 10 piss ups, or you do 2 piss ups, or you do 1 piss up, whatever it is for you. Start small, like Cam said, and build
Yeah,
it.
like be careful because I do piss ups, but I drink so much that I piss every 2 seconds. So like, I'm doing push-ups all day. It's good though. It's a good thing, man. My heart's always going all day. Like when your blood pressure goes up, man, or not your blood pressure. What is that? Like your pulse goes up or whatever, and you're breathing heavy. Oxygen is going to cells that don't normally get that amount of oxygen. It's amazing. So it's good to actually move like that. There are so many. Your body's made of cells, right? There's so many cells in your body that aren't getting the adequate oxygen that they need. And once they get the oxygen, that's energy, man, straight up. So when your cells are energized, you're energized. But yeah, dude, I totally love the idea of like that's a trigger in your brain, right? The second you piss, your brain's like, wait, why aren't you doing piss ups? Like you better get this in. And if you don't, you almost feel bad about yourself. You're like, well, I'm supposed to be doing piss ups right now, you know? So you do it anyways, right? And even if it's just funny. One, man, make it happen. Make it happen.
It's funny when you're in public too, right? Like I'll do this like on the side of the 401. Like we we get off the highway and pull into the service center, and everybody's using the washroom, and I finish it on the washroom, and I go back to my car and I start doing piss ups before I get back in the car. I start doing jumping jacks or squats or something. Just any sort of trigger, because when you move your body, it's like you like coffee, right? And that gives you energy, right? That's usually why you like coffee. I mean, the first time you tasted coffee, it probably wasn't that good. I mean, you learn to enjoy it. You learn to like the bitterness of it. But the first coffee you had, I would hallucinate. I'd imagine that it was not that good. It was probably disgusting, but you forced it down, and then you felt the energy, and then you became addicted because it's an addictive substance. Well, the same happens with piss ups, or if you just got done taking a shit, you could do shit ups, right? It's a completely different thing.
I don't like that idea.
I don't like that idea. Cameron, it works, okay? You might not like it. It might not sound pretty.
You're just gonna do a bunch of squats after you just got done, like. Anyways.
Hey, man, those who are willing to do what most people aren't willing to do will have what most people aren't gonna have.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So if you're willing to do the weird, the not normal, if you're willing to be a weirdo, you will get far. You will get a lot further than most people, because most people are so worried about what other people think. Like, do you think I care that when I take a piss and I come out of the washroom, I do a bunch of pisses? Think I care what the people around me think? No,
dude. Even if they thought it was weird, like whatever, you're doing good to yourself. So,
dude, it's second nature now. It's hilarious. I get out of the washroom and start doing piss ups, and the people around me don't even think twice. It becomes so natural. There, people are just like, "Oh yeah, I just took a piss. He's doing piss ups. It's just a thing. He's just doing it. It's cool,"
I strongly encourage our listeners to adopt that, man. Piss ups, even if it's just one piss up every time you piss, dude. Like you will be surprised the amount of like muscle you'll gain, and you'll be able to do 20 piss ups in no time. It's crazy.
It builds a lot faster when you're doing it consistently all day, every day.
Yeah, dude. Like we do the same thing. We are lazy consistently all day, every day, and that builds up fatigue, disease, sickness, mucus, all these things, because there's a lot more to exercise too. Like, we should talk about 2 more things: the lymphatic system and aerobic exercise. The lymphatic system is this fluid in your body that is responsible for detoxifying your body, like getting all the garbage out. And it doesn't have the heart to pump it. It doesn't have anything pumping it through your system. The only way it gets around and detoxifies your body is by movement. Apparently there's 4 times more lymphatic fluid than blood. So there is a lot of this fluid in your body. Even when you wear tight socks, it apparently blocks the lymphatic flow or whatever. And something along those lines. I don't know, something that I heard. But it's huge. This is why a lot of people are sick. It's because they have garbage in their system and they're not moving to get it out of their body. There's a lot of garbage in your system. There was an experiment that blew my mind. Basically, they took cells from these chickens, right? And they put it in a little jar, and they had 2 test subjects. One where they reduced the amount of oxygen, and then the other one where it was normal atmospheric conditions, it was normal amount of oxygen, and they got rid of the waste, and they gave it the necessary nutrients or whatever. But the one where they reduced the oxygen got cancer. These chickens were never known to get cancer. It was impossible in their mind. The chickens getting cancer, that doesn't exist. But when they reduced the amount of oxygen, they got cancer. So do you think that oxygen plays a role in like the amount of what is it? I forget what they're called. The amount of cancer cells or whatever that spread in your body. It plays a huge role. If you're not moving your body, getting that oxygen to places that don't normally get enough oxygen, breathing heavy, then you'll be healthy. Like, honestly, I used to, take it from me, man, I used to be sick every 2 weeks. I used to be sick every 2 weeks. I'd have like strep throat, flu, headaches, migraines, like gut problems. Like, I used to be so sick.
Dude, it's true.
But ever since I started moving and breathing and doing all those things, man, like, my body's getting what it needs. It's eliminating what it needs to eliminate. So that's huge too. You put an emphasis on breathing too, Brennan, because Julie talks about it all the time in her gym.
Oh yeah. Actually, Amanda in the comments here mentioned how the Nobel Prize was in the 1930s was given to a scientist who discovered that lack of oxygen creates cancer.
Yeah, exactly. That was the, yeah.
And it's so true, guys. It's hilarious. I call it hilarious, but it's probably not that hilarious. How much we don't breathe. How like little and weak our breaths are, especially if we're sitting in a chair for so long. Like, why do you think when you wake up in the morning, you're usually just tired, like super tired, because your body has been working off just little breaths. When you're sleeping, you're not, no, when you're sleeping, it's like, I don't know if you could hear that, but there's barely any breath going on. And so just think about that. You wake up with a lack of oxygen. And so that's why so many people suggest that you work out first thing in the morning. And when you work out first thing in the morning, it gets the blood flowing, gets the oxygen going. Everything just starts working. And that's the way you want things to go. It activates the lymphatic system, moving your body, gets your metabolism, everything. It's so important. But it's so easy to forget, especially like, trust me, guys, I'm not very good at mornings. I mean, I say I'm not, but I'm getting better and better every day.
That's a belief system. You're not good at mornings.
It's a belief system. You're right, Cam. Thank you. But what I'm basically trying to get at is in the mornings, I am not the same pumped up raw person I am right now on the podcast.
I don't think anybody is, to be completely honest, man. Nobody is.
When I wake up, I'm just like, oh, what? Until I get that exercise in, until I get outside. Like, I've been making it a practice for the past 2 weeks that every time I wake up, first thing I do is just go outside, grab my skateboard, grab Daya the dog, and we just go for a little run. And it wakes me up. Like, by the time I get home, by the time I'm done, I'm not tired anymore. I'm just not. I've got all this fresh oxygen. That's another thing that you could do is when you leave the house, all of a sudden there's fresh oxygen. There's not the recycled stuff you've been breathing in for the past I don't know how long, but you get fresh oxygen from the outdoors, providing that you're not, in a city or just like walking in the middle of the street, just sniffing all the fumes and like, you know what I'm talking about. Go somewhere where there's some fresher air, some trees, something like that. Because the benefits are abundant, man, just abundant. So that's something to think about, oxygen and moving your body.
Huge, man. That's energy straight up. Like, oxygen is, like I said, we're all made of cells, right? And cells feed off of oxygen. If they don't have enough oxygen, they don't have enough energy to live. And if your cells don't have energy, you don't have energy. So it's huge. So what's next? We've covered, what have we covered?
We've covered, you guys tell us in the comments. We just get going. We forget what we covered already.
Sure, yeah. Let us know what we covered.
We covered that, you got to have your inspiration, you have somebody you look up to, and then you got to have a million reasons why you're getting healthy. A million reasons why you work out, right? Because it's the mindset between someone who doesn't work out ever or on occasion and just doesn't feel good, and the difference between them and somebody who works out consistently is huge, because it's a mindset shift. That person who barely works out, their mindset is, well, maybe I should work out. It's something I should do. But the person who is fit and healthy, their mindset is, I must do it. Like, I have no other option. It's just who I am and what I do. So it's so important to have that distinction and to know that and be that and embody that on a daily basis, and realize what are your musts versus what are your shoulds. That's a huge. What else, Cam?
Who you nodding at?
Oh, Steven just showed up.
What up, Steven? So, I totally zoned out with what Brennan was just saying. What were you just saying?
I'll let Daya finish my point here.
All right, Daya, go ahead.
Daya, tell him, turn your shoulds into musts. It's huge.
Oh, that's like the biggest thing, man. That's what my Ignite talk is about almost. So, all right, so we got all that figured out. can we move on to sleep? I really want to talk about sleep because I found out the other day, dude, there's a website. You can look it up, how long you've slept. Look at all the hearts for Daya, man. Daya's getting all the hearts in the chat, man. Look at this.
There we go, Cam.
But
That's how we're gonna lives, cute dogs.
Yeah. But you type in your age, and then they tell you how much sleep you've probably gotten in your entire life. And it said 8 years for me. I'm unconscious 8 years out of my 18 lives. Jeez, 18 years alive. So, it's huge, guys. It's huge, and most people aren't getting the right kind of sleep, so they're wasting their time. Like, you're literally wasting your life. Like, the sleep you're getting is not as valuable as the sleep I'm getting, or the sleep somebody who is looking into sleep and knows what sleep is, whatever. You could be getting the same amount of sleep as somebody who is consciously trying to make their sleep good, but you're wasting your time. Like, your sleep isn't as valuable. So most people sleep 8 hours a day and then feel awful in the morning and need to wake up and grab a coffee, right? I mean, I know I've been through that. So is Brennan. Brennan was addicted to coffee, man.
Dude, 4 to 5 cups a day.
Yeah, like that's brutal. I never went there, but so
well, you know,
I want to talk about sleep and coffee. Those are two things that I cut coffee out, and then I got better quality sleep, and I'm fine. Like, I'm more than fine. I feel the healthiest I've ever felt in my life, which is kind of weird. Like, it's a weird feeling healthy. You know, it's like most people define health as I'm not sick right now. You know, I don't have the flu. I'm healthy. No, man, you don't know what health is, I swear. I've been, as an example, I've been vegan for 2 years almost, and I'm just now starting to feel like what health feels like, because I'm cutting out all the junk food. You know, I used to eat oil and all these awful things. But anyways, back to sleep. I'm always like all over the place. But I just want to give you guys maybe just 4 or 5 things that you guys can do today to improve your quality of sleep. This is something I've learned from Sean Stevenson, so go check out his podcast. It's the Model Health Show on iTunes. This guy's awesome. He's got a really good book also called Sleep Smarter. You can look that up on Amazon. But basically, what I did, so in the book, the easiest one for me, man, was to cut out caffeine. So, like, if you cut out caffeine and just use it wisely, like once a week or so, when you really, really need it, that's a lot smarter. Apparently, caffeine stays in your system for like 16 hours, dude. Like, say you take 200 milligrams. In 8 hours, it turns into 100. In another 8 hours, it turns into 50. So, like, you've still got a lot of caffeine active, stimulating your body, making it so that your sleep is a waste of your life. I'm telling you, sleep doesn't always have to be a waste of your life, you know? That's why I'm reading this book, is because I found out how much time I spend sleeping. I don't want to waste that time. I want it to be valuable. So cut out caffeine, only have it early in the day, alright? Don't have caffeine on your way home. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this, obviously check out his podcast. I'm not going to go into detail with the science of caffeine. There are so many problems with caffeine.
Actually, I was reading in the comments. I love what Elaine said here. She said something about taking the cold shower challenge or something like that. What do you freezing cold shower challenge? Sorry.
Oh yes, yeah. If you're talking about the lymphatic system, that really stimulates the lymphatic system, helps your muscles after a workout. It like resets your nervous system almost and wakes you up like crazy. Like, cold showers in the morning are the best, and warm showers at night.
Do you know what I love about cold showers, man?
What?
Like, I always take a cold shower when I get back from the gym, because I know that it helps reset your muscles in a way. It helps repair your muscles much quicker. So even if it's like, and what I also love about it is, like, I get in the cold shower and I start laughing my ass off, man. It's just like, oh,
straight up, as you cannot stop smiling.
Yeah, because it releases all these endorphins and stuff like that, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah, so if you're dealing with, you know, some sort of like overwhelming feeling of sadness, sometimes just taking a cold shower can help snap you out of it for even a quick moment, so that you could reevaluate things and hopefully make new decisions.
True
so
that.
That's great, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, one is stop drinking caffeine later in the day. Try it in the morning. Caffeine's fine in the morning. Do it up. Like, if caffeine's your thing, don't have 5 cups a day. God damn, dude. Caffeine is It's really unhealthy for like so many things, like the liver, the gut, just your bloodstream in general. Like so many things. Coffee, it messes with your brain. Like, look it up. It's actually very interesting. And look, I get it. You got your adrenals, exactly. I get it. You guys like coffee, I understand. But if something in your life is not serving you, like, get it out of your life, man. It's either bringing you closer to your goals or further away. If you use coffee once a week, like, dude, I plan on having caffeine for my Ignite talk. Just because, like, it's that extra boost, man. Like, why not, you know? Like, if I had a juicer, trust me, I'd be drinking fresh fruit juice, vegetable juice. But I'm so down to just have like a cup of coffee before I go up so that I'm a little more focused. It improves your focus. It improves your cognitive abilities. It improves a lot. But the crash is intense if you drink it every single day. So that's number one for better sleep, is get rid of caffeine. Number two, I would say, what do you do before bed, Brennan? I'm kind of interested.
What do I do before bed, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, for me, it's really important that before I go to bed, I tie up all loose ends. And by that, I mean, like, if I'm in the middle of a project, or if I have something that I've been working on, or if I have some sort of, like, if the dishes aren't done or something's not cleaned up, I tie up all loose ends just so that it helps me sleep so much better when I don't have to think about, oh, I was in the middle of this and then I had to stop and then tomorrow I got to pick it up again. No, I tie up all my loose ends. I also like to prepare the next day. So if I'm going to go for a skateboard ride, for example, it's getting cold right now in Canada. So if I'm getting ready for a skateboard ride with Di in the morning, I make sure that I put out my skateboard. It's in front of my door. So as soon as I wake up, I see my skateboard, I see my shoes, I see my clothes, and everything's prepared. So that when I wake up, I don't have to make any decisions. I don't have to go looking for stuff. I don't have to think, basically, because it's hard to think first thing in the morning. Just for me personally, it's tough to think. So until I get outside, until I get everything done, that's when I can start using my brain a little bit more and start thinking. But yeah, and the last thing I do before I go to bed, like the last thing I do, is I write in my journal. Super powerful practice. I just talk about my day. What was good about today? What did I learn? What was I grateful for? And what I love to talk about even more in my journal is, what am I excited about for tomorrow? Oh, dude, you know what I've been like. You know what I've been going through, Cameron, in the past, like, you know, a few months ago. It was really tough for me to even get out of bed at the proper time, and so I found out a lot of that was just, I was dreading the next day. You know what I mean? I just had so many things going on. I had so many things I wanted to do. I felt so overwhelmed. And so I just began to dread the morning. I just began to dread waking up and living my life, as stupid as that sounds. And so what I did is I started writing in my journal, what am I excited about tomorrow? What's going to be so great about tomorrow? How come I can't wait to jump out of bed tomorrow? Why am I excited about that? And this just started to help me think and gain a new perspective, make me think, damn, like, tomorrow's actually going to be awesome. Why would I dread tomorrow? And so it makes my mornings way better, makes that way better. And the last thing I do is just read a book. Right now I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, the 1937 edition.
Oh, snap.
Dude, it is amazing. It might have been written in 1937, but the insights and the principles that this book teaches is just amazing.
You know why, man? Because
sometimes it's tough to go to bed because I'm so into the book. But
yeah.
That's usually the last thing I do, is I just read a book. And that book will usually put me to sleep. So yeah, I sleep so well though. Like, falling asleep is not my issue. I know a lot of people have trouble falling asleep, which it's so weird for me to get that, because I'm usually I give her so hard during the day. I work out every single day. I'm always doing something during the day. And then it's like, by the time 2 a.m. comes around or whatever, I'm ready to shut down. Like, I go basically until my body won't let me go anymore. And so I sleep really well based on that.
It's true, man. It's scientifically proven that when you work out early in the day, you sleep like 50% better at night. And that's huge. If you don't use your body during the day, then your body isn't really gonna. And that blew my mind too, because I noticed it. Like, every time I worked out in the morning, specifically in the AM, I would sleep amazing at nighttime. So yeah, it blew my mind that was a fact. So I guess that's number two. Like, one is get rid of caffeine. Two is work out early in the day. It's huge. What was I gonna say? I forget.
There's some great comments here, man.
Yeah, what kind of comments we get? Oh yeah, okay.
Elaine's talking about how she reads before she goes to bed. She's got scented candles, guided meditation, and a mental recap. It's really cool. I like the scented candles idea. I know about the power of smells and how that changes our state, but I don't use it enough.
Honestly, man, yeah, like
I love that idea.
smells trigger like an association, right? The reason I write my journal, like I go deep into my journal at night, is because I hated school and it made me tired. Every time I had to write an essay or something along those lines, every time I had to write with a pen, I felt tired in school, right? It was just like, oh, I'm doing this again. So I do it like extensively at night, and I feel like my brain is just like, oh, he's back in school again. Let's get him to pass out. Let's give him some melatonin. Like, that's what it feels like, But so one is get rid of caffeine for good sleep. Work out early in the day for good sleep. Third one is huge. This is like mind blowing, and Brennan, like, this is probably the one thing that Brennan doesn't have going for him is do not look at your phone for at least 60 minutes before you pass out. Don't look at your phone, don't look at screens, don't look at anything, because it contains that blue light that will tell your brain, yo, it's daytime, like, let's wake up. It it blocks your body's ability to produce melatonin, and it says let's produce cortisol, and cortisol is stress. It's the stress hormone that wakes you up in the morning. It's the hormone that gets you going, gives you energy, right? And looking at blue light, having it go in your eyes will completely change like the quality of your sleep. It's unbelievable. This is like in the book, he's got 21 tips. This is the biggest one, he says. It's just blue light. Dude, I literally basically I throw my phone on airplane mode. I throw my I sleep to rain, so I throw my rain sounds on and I set my alarm. I put my phone down for 60 minutes. I don't touch it. I actually put my phone down for the night. And then I go to sleep 60 minutes later, like I'm passing out 60 minutes later, and it's huge, man. It's huge because like
I love that, Cam. I'm giving you little hearts on Facebook. That's how much
thanks,
I love
man. A big thing too is like when I even just look at it, it wakes me up instantly. Have you ever? Okay, I don't know if you guys have done this, but as a gamer, I've done this a lot. Bearish is listening while he works out. Go Bearish.
Yeah, buddy. Bearish, yeah. One more rep, man. One more rep. 2 more reps. 2 more reps. I believe in you, man. Come on. No pain, no gain. Come on, Bearish. Go.
But with blue light, like I actually put a scarf around my eyes so I can walk to the washroom because my mom's watching TV in the next room. And I've noticed a significant increase in just my quality of sleep. And the reason I want you guys to increase the quality of your sleep if you're just joining in is you sleep like 33 years out of your life, or like 20 something years of your life are spent sleeping. And most people are using that sleep ineffectively. Like that sleep isn't really giving them energy. It's awful quality. Like if you're gonna sleep that much, dude, make it count. Like seriously, if you only have one life to live and you're spending most of it, or not most of it, but a large chunk of it sleeping, make it good.
Yeah, man. It's hilarious. My sleeping habits used to be like I just watch TV until I pass out.
Yeah.
Or just like just play video games until I pass out, and not even pass out in my bed, like pass out on the couch or pass out on the floor, and it sucks because when you go to bed without intention, you wake up without intention. And that's why I put so much emphasis on what I do before I go to bed, because before I go to bed is how I'm going to wake up. There's a great book called The Miracle Morning, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners have gotten into, and we both, me and Cam, love the book, and we love everything that the book teaches. And one of the things it talks about is having a powerful evening ritual, not just a morning ritual, because how you end your day is going to be how you start your day. And that's huge. That's huge because, like I said, you set that intention the night before, and then generally you're going to wake up with the same emotion or the same idea or the same intention, the same thought that you had the night before. And so if the night before you just pass out without any intention, you just pass out while you're watching TV or playing video games or surfing your phone or whatever, you risk waking up with the same momentum, right? There's just the same momentum being no momentum, right?
Absolutely, man.
And I am guilty of this.
Yeah. One thing I want to add too, man, is like, even if you're getting 8 hours, which I bet a lot of you guys are, you're still sleep deprived. I'm sorry. You're still not getting enough sleep. And it's not even enough sleep. It's the quality of sleep. You don't need 8 hours. You just need like a few sleep cycles of deep, deep sleep, man. And I highly recommend the book. I'm sitting here like promoting somebody else's book right now, but like I really, the guy made it for a reason. Like nobody else has made a book this deep into sleep before. So 9 hours, dude. If you sleep 9 hours, but you look at your phone and you don't work out in the morning and you're drinking caffeine in like the evening, you're sleep deprived. If you're drinking alcohol in the evening, you're sleep deprived. Like,
Yeah, the way to think about it is simply it's not how long you sleep, it's how the quality of your sleep. Right?
absolutely.
Actually, Rachel or Rochelle, she put a great point here. She says she took her alarm clock completely out of her room.
Yeah.
And so now there's like no light in her bedroom whatsoever, which is a great idea because like what happens when the alarm goes off? You're going to have to get out of bed to go turn that thing off. And so it helps your body, man. And that's what this whole episode's about, is helping your body and sleep. Like Cam said, half of this episode so far has been about sleep because that's how important it is. And I'd love to have another episode just completely on sleep.
Oh, we probably can. Like,
'cause it's
since we're
better.
doing this daily, dude. Like, yeah.
We could talk about anything and everything.
But yeah,
forever.
we'll dive more into sleep. The book is called Sleep Smarter, 21 tips to whatever, something along those lines. But the book's called Sleep Smarter. You can grab it on Amazon. I have it on my Kindle. I just bought it. I've been listening to the guy for like over a year now, and I finally just bought his book, and I highly recommend actually like looking into it, man, because it's huge. Like, you know those books that you like can't stop reading? It's one of those, man. Like, I'm just so interested. It's awesome. So
Chrissy
should-
actually put another tip in here. She said to drink a big glass of water first thing in the morning when you get out of bed.
amen. That's my life, dude. Like, I love water so much. Bear's just still going strong.
Bears are still giving her. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, though, guys. Like, mornings and evenings are huge because it sets us up for, like, that's a big chunk of your life, dude. The time you spent groggy in the morning and the time you spend not sleeping at the quality you should be. Like, I looked up the other day and it just made me realize how short life is. And it just showed the amount of times I'm going to be doing things on average in my life. Like, you'll be on the road at an average of this many hours in your lifetime. You're gonna fart this many times in your lifetime. You're gonna be spent looking at, like, it's proven 90% of your waking hours are spent in front of technology.
Right now, yeah. I mean, honestly,
Right?
I bet you in the future this is going to change. It's got to change because we know it's unhealthy to be staring at these screens all day. And I don't think this is going to be taking over our lives for the next 100 years. There's going to be something different. There's going to be a new way. I don't know what that is yet, but just be aware of how much time you're spending in front of this. And I spend a lot of time in front of a screen because of the social media, because of marketing, because of my business, because of podcasts, because of connecting people with networking. Everything that I do has to do with this. It's like our worlds completely revolve around our phones nowadays, which is crazy. But it's amazing at the same time because it connects us with people from all over the world. I mean, I'm so grateful for the people I've met.
It's nuts.
People from different countries,
Yeah.
different languages, different like ideologies and theories and philosophies. So many cool things I'm so grateful for. But be aware of how long you're actually spending on the phone as well, because, you know, everything in moderation, as we touched on slightly in the last episode.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Bears, I just want to say, man, try working out early in the day. He says working out helps me sleep. Work out in the morning. I guarantee you will sleep 10 times better if it's in the AM. You might not have time. I'm not sure what you do on a day-to-day basis, but look it up, man. It's actually really interesting what working out in the morning, like, it's guaranteed. Like, everybody recommends morning workouts. Like, they suck for the most part. Like, it's not always easy, but it's unbelievable what it does to your body and your mind and everything.
And I was actually researching. I do a lot of YouTube and I just listen to a lot of people. I learn a lot, and I was learning from Robin Sharma, and he was saying how if you want to increase your productivity, you want to increase your energy, you could throw in a second wind workout, which basically means you work out first thing in the morning. That's super important. Like, so many people talk about that. Your body's built for that. So work out first thing in the morning, and then sometime later in the day, maybe before dinner, after dinner, something like that, get a second workout in. Yes, I know it's crazy. I'm already telling you to work out every day, and you're like, oh, I work out every day. That's insane. And now I'm telling you to work out twice a day. And now you're like, oh, no, this guy is crazy. But seriously, if you want to wake up your body, if you value your health, if you're that kind of person, not everybody is. And if you want to have energy, you want to tackle the day, you want to be successful, you want love, you want health, blah, 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 you want everything. Get that second wind workout in because it's huge. Like, I'll work out first thing in the morning, usually something like Cameron says, some sort of aerobic exercise where it's not too heavy, it's not too difficult, it's not too hard. I'm not pushing myself all that much. I'm just trying to get my breath up, trying to break a little sweat. Then later on the day, somewhere around 5:30 p.m., I'll hit the gym and go hard, and I'll get like a really good workout in, or I'll get my piss ups in, and I'll start doing a ton of push ups or something along those lines. Yeah, great tips today, Cam.
Yeah, for sure, man. This was a good life-changing health habits part 2. It was good.
Great little fun little episode. If you guys have any ideas for an episode, or if you guys have any kind of ideas in terms of what you want us to talk about, or you have any questions, whatever it is, we're doing this show every day, and we want to know what you want to hear. Because look, man, this show is not the same without you guys in the comments. We got so many amazing friends, people we've met from all around the world. It's really amazing. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate all the people in the comments. I get a workout in the AM too. I have to pick up my phone to wake up Bren. Does he actually do that?
You know what? Me and Bear's been trying this thing where like we call each other first thing in the morning for like accountability. And I called him this morning and he hung up on me just so that he could call me first.
That's so funny.
Bears.
I think you guys should do a show on meditation. I am so ready for that. I've been meditating for almost 2 years.
Meditation.
A long time.
I would actually love to, dude, because I've been getting into meditation more and more as well, and I'm loving it, dude. Just finding peace. I meditated at the dog park today, dude. Like there's like dogs running around me fighting and stuff, and like I'm just like in my chi, just like it was amazing, dude.
Absolutely. Phone hung itself up.
Yeah, okay, Bear. All right. Whatever you want to say there, buddy.
That's funny. For those of you who are listening on iTunes, man, be sure to check out Implicit Empowerment because we go live at 5 most of the time.
On Facebook and Periscope.
Yeah. And it's good to catch it live, man. Be in the comments and interact with people.
We can connect with you like real time. That's what I love is like I'm sitting here reading the comments right now and I can see what everybody's saying. With Chrissy, Bears, Cynthia, Asic, Rochelle, Mark, Alex, awesome, man. I love seeing you guys in here joining the show with us and engaging in the conversation. Oh, it's not just me and Cam talking to each other because I get to talk to Cam all the time, and you know, Cam's kind of a guy to deal with, you know.
Wow. Okay, so I guess we're coming to the end. Another thing I want to say to those who are watching right now live, if you guys want to do us a favor, if you love us, please go to iTunes and leave a review. It'll help us reach more people. It ranks the podcast so that other people can find it. Not because we want attention, just so we can help more people. Like, this isn't about us. This is about you, obviously. Otherwise, I'd be playing video games. Trust me. I'm doing this to help you guys for sure. Because I don't know, when you teach things, obviously you learn, right? We're learning things when we teach every time. But just seeing the transformation in other people is what really gets me, you know. So, if you guys can do that, that would be awesome. What else, bro?
That's just it, guys. You know, make sure you click the invite, share.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. So, thank you so much for everything. You know, just make sure you share the message. If you learned something today, go tell a friend because, like I said, like Cam said, the best way to learn is to teach. And so, when you're teaching, you're the one who's listening the most. You know, you're the one who's really getting it. So, go teach somebody. Go share this video around. And get your health on track. We'd love to see it. Love to see and hear about your transformation.
Absolutely. So what else? There's dancing music going on right now. So we're just gonna dance at the end of the episode. Thank you guys again, and we will see you tomorrow on the Leading Life podcast. Peace.